Hey everybody, welcome back to the Hardworking Man podcast. I'm Heath.
And I'm Rachel.
And the holiday season is upon us. How is it for you guys? Because for us, this is one of the busiest, most hectic times of year because we take what we always do. We both have big families and we add the holidays on top of sports, on top of hunting, on top of YouTube, firewood, everything. And it just seems overwhelming at times, but I'm not complaining because it's a blessing. We have big families, like I said. We all get together as much as we can.
Well, we live 3 hours away from our core family, our primary childhood families. And so that's even harder to try to coordinate parties.
Definitely, especially because all of our families are big. Like we have 4 kids. My brother has 4 kids. My sister has 5 kids. 6 kids. See, a lot. But so
your other sister has 3, your brother has 3. Like there's a lot of grandkids involved.
And that's not even talking about her family. One of her
No.
sisters lives in Arizona, another one in the Upper Peninsula.
New
They're all
Mexico.
over. New Mexico too. They moved from Arizona.
I have a brother in Chicago, a sister in New Mexico, and a sister that lives in the UP.
This is what I'm saying. It's hard to keep up with all of this.
A brother in Grand Rapids still. So my family has always done since, like 20 years ago, that we used to always celebrate on Christmas Day. And my parents are divorced. Heath's parents are divorced. When we started dating, when I was in high school still.
Oh my gosh, Christmas Day was hectic.
Christmas Day was my mom in the morning, my dad right after that.
Which is a 45-minute drive.
Yeah, and then my grandma's house, and then we would go to your family's, your mom's, your dad's.
No, they did ours together. Even though they were divorced, my mom and dad's were together.
Not always. I remember going to your dad's house and doing Christmas there.
Well, eventually it separated, but early on in our marriage.
No, eventually it got back together. We made them do it together.
Okay.
When we started dating, it was separated, and then we said, "How about we combine?" Because it was, we did it. We did it all together.
Rachel's my wife cloud. I don't know anything.
I know.
I don't know where anyone lives. I don't know how many kids people have. I don't know what Christmases we had. This is how I go through life. I just wing it. None of this stuff's relevant to me. I just go with the flow. It is what it is.
Well,
I don't know my kids' birthdays. I don't know anything. I just go where Rachel tells me to go.
Right. So once we got married and had kids, I said, I am not dragging, because we had our first 2 kids, they're 16 months apart. And I said, I'm not dragging 2 literal babies, getting them up at, 6 in the morning to get ready to get out the door and go through this whole schedule.
Trying to do our Christmas. It was just, Christmas
no.
Day turned into just running. And we finally said, enough's enough.
And then everyone was mad because we would only be able to be there for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and had to go to the next place.
We had 12 places to be. We were sort of a big deal.
So we said, I'm done. I can't. And I'm number 4 out of 5 kids. And I was the first one to have kids. And so no one had set the tone or what the protocol before that. So it's kind of weird.
So Rachel ruined Christmas.
I ruined Christmas for a few years.
She destroyed it.
Till everybody got on board. But at that time, everybody lived, except my one sister, everyone lived in the same area. But then once we had kids, and I said, I'm not doing that. So then we switched it. So then my family does my dad's party on the Saturday before Christmas and my mom's the Sunday. So that full weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So anybody coming into town, you get it done in the weekend. But then once Heath got his current job and we moved over to the other side of the state.
3-hour drive. My job.
3 hours.
I don't get weekends off. My days off rotate, and we bid on our schedule in October for the entire year. A lot of people base what day off rotations they want on the holidays, Christmas being probably the biggest one. So until I had enough seniority, I couldn't get any of those weekends off. And then our vacation picks also went by seniority, which those are some of the first weeks to ever go. So they didn't understand the fact that I could not get the weekend before Christmas off. They were like, oh, he just wants to work the triple holiday overtime pay. Like, the weekend before Christmas isn't a holiday. I wish it was. I'd love the extra pay, but it's not. I just couldn't get it off because it was encompassed in that day off rotation and in those annual leave picks. And you need to have 15 plus years to even have a shot at those. So again, early on with young kids 3 hours away, Rachel was like, if I could make it, we could make it. We asked them to change the day. Sometimes they would, sometimes they wouldn't. It's always been this day. You need to make it work. Well, We can't make it
Yeah.
work.
Well,
So
they-
Rachel just said, I'm not coming because I don't know what the weather's going to be like. I'm not driving
Well,
3,
it's
4
Michigan,
young kids
and
in a snowstorm.
West Michigan gets the lake effect snow, and it is, I mean, it can be dry and nothing, and then you have a blizzard.
A foot and a half, 2 feet of snow,
so
like that.
you don't know, and I wasn't going to get stuck with, I mean, we had 4 kids, 6 years, so there's a lot of, you need a lot of people on deck to manage this crowd of children when they were small, and yeah, I wasn't willing to travel across the state by myself. But
This year she is.
this year I am.
Because
but-
once again, my work schedule didn't work out. The kids are old enough now. The older 3 can drive. So
Yeah.
it's not the same thing. So we made it for a few years in a row. This year they're going to be able to make it. I'm not. It is what it is. We can't do everything. We do our best. And the bigger families get, the harder it is.
Yeah.
Our family Christmas party here, one of my brothers isn't going to make it. Like, stuff just happens.
Trying
You
to
can't-
coordinate his family is tough.
Yeah, everyone
now,
can't
too.
always do it, you know?
It's tough, and we all want to still get together because it's, it's Christmas.
It's a good time.
and
It's fun.
We have a great time together. We have lots of fun memories of the parties, and like we've hosted not Christmas, but your family over like in the middle of the summer for a weekend, and it's just a really good time. Like we love spending time with our families.
Rachel loves entertaining like we did for Thanksgiving. We did the whole spread, cooked everything.
I'm like, I have no problem hosting. I don't know why people don't want to host.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of
It is
cleanup.
a lot
and,
of work, but
well, you got your man here who cooks everything, so that's good. I mean, when I say everything, I mean the meat. And she takes care of everything else. But
Right.
So Christmas for my family's going to be here again. And my little
Yeah.
sister's like, oh my gosh, you got to smoke some meat. So that's
Yeah.
what we're going to do. But my question is, what changes in turkeys before Thanksgiving and now? Did they go on strike and be like, I want more money? Because turkeys
Yeah.
went from like $10, $15 to like $40, $50, $60
they
for
were-
the same exact bird that was a week ago. Because I did that
but
hot
not
and
even
spicy
a week
turkey.
ago. Remember, we were at the store, and it was the
Oh, yeah, from one
48
counter
cents
to
a
the
pound, and then you go to the next brand, and it was $1.98 a pound, and you're like, what?
Because I made that hot and spicy turkey, and it was amazing. Like nothing I'd ever tasted. I wanted to make that for the family. I told Rachel, grab another one of them turkeys, the on sale, the cheaper Thanksgiving turkeys,
I mean, they have them. I was like, I don't even think they're gonna have them in the store.
But they didn't. They had the expensive birds,
I
but
mean,
that's it. But
it's
when
the
you got a
same
big
bird
family,
we bought. It's
the
just
same bird.
$2 a pound instead of 48 cents.
Yeah, so I was going to do that. I was going to make a video on it because I just wung it and it was great. But I ain't paying $50 for a turkey. That's just crazy. It's a turkey.
Yeah,
It ain't steak, it's a turkey.
it's a turkey, and really, there's not that much meat on a turkey.
No.
The
breast
eat
is
the
the
breast,
best.
like the legs they have those weird.
The kids
string
like them,
things
grab
through
that
'em.
drumstick and go for it. But
Yeah, it's really those aren't worth it. So now we have to figure out what you're gonna make.
well, I got a pork butt. I'm gonna smoke that, and I've got some venison roast I'm gonna smoke. But then we have another dilemma. My daughter went down to Florida for college, and she has to fly back. She decided it would be a great idea to get a cat, and this is where parenting's
Well, this
tough.
wasn't down in Florida.
No,
she, didn't
she
get
got
the
it here
cat.
before she went to
got it
Florida.
at her. She's a sophomore. She got it her freshman year here at the school in Michigan. She got her emotional support certificate
Playing the game. It is what it
because
is.
that way she can have a cat in her dorm.
And cats are cute. Kittens are cute. I don't like cats,
Well,
but she wanted a kitten. She's
I mean,
like,
it does
oh my
support
gosh.
her emotionally. She loves this cat. Like she loves
does,
our
but
dogs. But now,
it's a terrible choice when you're in college.
I don't think she thought about the fact that you have to fly with it back.
No,
And-
because it's $200 each way.
Each
It
way.
costs more for the cat to fly than it does for her to fly.
Yeah.
And this is where I said parenting's tough. We're not bailing her out. She made this choice. We told her it was not a good decision, but we
No.
let our kids make our own decisions.
We didn't know that decision happened until
No,
well
but
after
once we
it
did, we
happened.
told her that it was a bad choice and that she's going to have to learn from it because
Yeah.
that's how you learn life. And it's not like I would love to just help her and pay for the cat, but I'm not going to because I feel like it's more valuable for her to learn that life decisions have consequences.
Yeah.
And this is where, when you're growing up and you think your parents are idiots because when they're spanking you, which I don't know if that even happens anymore, and they're like, this hurts me more than it hurts you. And you're like, no, it doesn't. What is wrong with them? They're crazy. Like, once you become a parent, you understand what they're talking about, because I don't like seeing my little girl struggle, but I realize that it's needed for growth and for learning, and hopefully we're doing the right thing. You never know until years later if you've done it right or you've completely screwed up.
And she hasn't had she's had a rough time trying to find a job down there, which is shocking because she had no trouble finding a job when she was up here at college.
But she waited. She wanted to get settled in. She waited until a lot of the college jobs, I think, got filled up, and by the time she started running low on money, which, again, we told her, go get a job now, but she wanted to get settled. She had some money, and by the time she went to get a job, then it was trying to get a job knowing that you're leaving in a couple weeks. And people are like, why would I hire you now? Come talk to me when you get back after Christmas break, after Thanksgiving break. So she's learning some life lessons. Hopefully, I know she's going to come out better for it, because now when she's home for Christmas break, she's already got put back on the schedule where she used to work. She's planning on working. She makes and sells cake. She's soliciting orders.
Yeah.
She's realizing she's got to get after it now
the money
to bail herself out from decisions that she's made. So that, when I found out that she was doing that instead of just coming home and complaining, that made me feel good as a parent. So that was nice, knowing that the stuff we're trying to teach our kids is maybe working. Who knows?
Right. I know. I said, I wonder if Joe's going to try to work too. Who knows? We'll see.
We don't know. We'll see. But he does.
Report back on that one.
Joe, my oldest boy, is a lot more thrifty when it comes to spending. Like, he is better at saying, okay, I have this much money to make it this many months through school. I can spend this much. And my daughter is a little bit more spontaneous in her spending,
like
I guess
her
you could
dad,
say.
Maybe.
Like her mom, I was gonna say.
Oh, like me. You're the one who is so what is that word?
Compulsive.
Yes,
but
everything.
I know right now during the holidays, crunch time's on, and every day you're like, I wonder what packages I'm getting today, and I don't have any packages coming.
Oh, that's because you don't do any of the Christmas shopping.
I do too.
This is an interesting
Christmas
thing.
Eve, I go Christmas shopping.
Going on the internet makes you realize that, number one, you're not alone. So when you hear stories of people who say that their husbands have never filled their stocking, and you go, yeah, mine neither.
Yes,
Why?
we did.
You do not. Megan has filled your stocking.
I
My
paid
stocking
for the stuff
for me.
What, you think that stuff is
They're
free?
so here's a PSA to all of you husbands out there. If you have never filled your wife's stocking, and yet all of the children's stocking and your stocking gets full of goodies and whatever.
Yeah, what's Santa doing? Why doesn't he love women?
You need to fill her stocking. Nothing makes her feel more unloved than the fact that you don't even care to fill her stocking. So
Oh, jeez.
fill a stocking. And the Christmas shopping,
I do Christmas shopping.
1 year I boycotted.
I killed it last year, I think, or 2 years ago. I bought all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah, you did.
The kids said it was the best Christmas they ever had.
Well, 1 year I boycotted, and I said, I am sick of doing all of the work for all of it. You can handle Christmas. And you waited until a couple of days before Christmas.
I thought
it was very
Christmas
stressful.
Eve was for Christmas shopping. That's what it's for, right?
Because then I'm like, they close at 5. What? Why do they close early? Yeah.
Well, because if I buy stuff early and then she buys it for herself, now we got doubles. If I wait till Christmas Eve, I know what to get because I know she can't possibly have it by the next day.
Oh my gosh, that's not even true. So yes, I am buying all the Christmas presents, trying to. But a lot of it is just ordering it online because the prices are cheaper, and I don't know. But then there's the stress of every year I'm so stressed about spending the money, about making sure everybody's happy, that everyone has a good Christmas. I love it. I love the season. I love going to the stores and seeing all the Christmas colors everywhere. I love decorating for Christmas in the house. That all makes me feel good. But I feel like anxiety and stress about the money going out. And we aren't crazy, ridiculous about what we spend on our kids. We're pretty, because we have 4 of them. So,
well, and I think, we look at things differently because she stresses about all of this. And I don't think that it's all that important because, to be honest, our kids, they lack for nothing, really. Like, even a lot of times when we ask them, like, what do you want? They're like, I don't know. Like, because they do good in school. They do good in sports. We supply them with the stuff they need. A lot of the stuff they want. If they want extra stuff, we've taught them how to work for it and earn money, and they have it. So there's not a ton that they really want. So that helps. But also, I know, and maybe you guys can let us know in the comments, like, looking back on my life, I mean, we've said it before, neither of us grew up with a ton. But Christmas, I know my parents stressed, and I can remember some of the stuff that I know was a big deal to them. Like, one year, me and my brother got remote control cars that were about $100, which was a huge, huge purchase for our family back then. And one year, our family, as a gift, got a Nintendo. It was like 3 or 4 years after they weren't popular anymore, but I knew it was a big deal. So I remember a couple of things like that. But outside of that, I don't remember anything I got for Christmas except for what me and my brothers and sisters will tell you. If you say, what was your best Christmas ever, we'll all give you the same exact answer. And it was the year when we had nothing. We got all of our gifts from the church. The church had their little, if you need help, we'll help you, give you Christmas gifts. And I'm not sure how this worked, except for that it didn't. But by the fail that it was, it made the best Christmas ever. So me, my older sister, my 2 younger brothers, we all got gifts from the church, and one of the gifts, none of them were anything we wanted or could really use.
I mean,
it was just stuff. But for some reason, someone decided to donate some like 3 or 4 XL purple and pink sweatsuits. So we put these sweatpants on, and we could grab the waistband and pull them up over our head like this. And we ran around the house chasing each other with these massive, bright colored sweatpants on. And we had the most fun ever. And it was the Christmas that my parents spent the least. And we all remember it. It puts a smile on our faces. So that's why I'm like, when you get the stuff you want, it doesn't really, I mean, it matters, but it doesn't matter. Apparently, you got to fill your wife's stocking because that matters. And other than that, like, it's about the memories. It's about having fun together. Like, it's about getting together with family. And we do that as best we can, and we have a lot of fun with it.
It's just creating the good feelings. And so I know our kids love when they come down the stairs and they see like this huge amount of presents. Well, now there's pressure to always have a lot of presents under the tree. But the older they get, the more expensive their things that they want, so the less presents they have. So I'm like, I know it's not things. I don't remember anything I got as a kid for Christmas, but it's the memories, it's the feeling, it's, the whole spirit of the season. And that is, I also kind of stress about that. I'm like, am I giving him enough? Are we doing all the things? Are we,
See, and I think a thing that I think is more important that we do that I think's fun and I think they'll remember is, when you're a kid and you run down and you find all the presents with your name on them and you shake them and you squish them and you try to figure out what they are. So we're like, you know what? Forget it. You ain't doing that.
No, you know why we did this? Because one year, we do funny stuff. We have a lot of funny traditions, and you're welcome to take any of them on if you're at the age where you have kids you're still doing this.
Or they're snoops.
Right. So the one year we came out and they had all of their presents, like they took them all out from under the tree and stacked them in their own piles. And I didn't like that. I was like, no, that's not any fun.
Because they just want to race through them. Like, we don't. We do it somewhat organized. Like,
we all do one at a time.
Zach, open one, because then everyone can see what people get. Instead of the chaos of everyone ripping their stuff open. No one knows what anyone got. You don't know, But so she didn't like that. So I came up with a solution. So how do we do it now, right?
So, it's different every year. So one year we'll do, we put name tags on and we just gave them, assigned a different name. It was like Donald Duck was Zach. Mickey Mouse was Joe. So like they would have Mickey Mouse on the presents.
They didn't know
who was who. Or we'll do, I buy wrapping paper from Sam's Club that's reversible. So one side, there's 4 different papers. So then I don't even put names on anymore. It's just this wrapping paper belongs, like all of that side is yours. And the only way to find out, which I don't even know how this started.
No, but they love it.
But one year you must have done it because we didn't want them. I mean, they would get up at like
I think one year I just hid their stockings instead of leaving them hanging, and they had to find them.
Well, because they would get up at like 3 in the morning.
Yeah, so
and it was the only way to keep them from waking us up.
We said you can't look for your stockings till everyone's up, and you can't wake us up till everyone finds their stockings. So I just hid the things. And they loved it. And then Rachel...
like, hey, we hide our stockings now, right? And we're like, we do?
We do. So, and she evolved it into a...
Because they got older and they could find things a lot easier. So it literally took 2 seconds.
Right.
So now there's a scavenger hunt for your stocking.
With clues.
There's clues. At the top of the stairs, there's, each kid's name on it. And then there's a clue. And it's like... something that leads you to the microwave. And they go to the microwave and pull out the next clue. And it's like a little rhyme that'll lead them over to the TV behind like one of the TVs. And they got to go find the clues. And then eventually it leads them to the stocking.
So there you go.
Which I can't this year because they figured it out. They're on to me.
So we're going to have to come up with something new this year. I would put the
stockings, the end of it would be on their pillow in their bedroom because they don't go back into the room once they leave. So
then we'd sneak in and
so
place them.
We'd put them there while they're running all around the rest of the house. So we knew they weren't going to find them until they got upstairs. But then Nathan figured it out and he ran upstairs in 2 seconds.
Goes right to the stocking.
He was like, here it is.
It's on your pillow, guys.
So yeah, I also don't wrap any presents until Christmas Eve. And we sit there and wrap for hours.
Oh, it's terrible.
And your back, your hips.
I'd rather do firewood than wrap presents. Wrapping presents is the worst.
And now that they're older, we used to just sit downstairs and do it. So we just threw them under the tree when we were done. Now we have to do it in a room with the door closed because they don't go to bed at 7 o'clock anymore. And then we have to bring all the presents down and then go and do all the clues, which I make it so they have to go through all the different levels of the house. But then
maybe outside this year.
But then that's what I'm having to do. It's like 1 in the morning and my feet barely work. I'm trudging, laying clues.
Her presents are wrapped meticulously. Mine look like balls of wrapping paper, just tape shut. I'm like, what's it matter? They're going to tear it off. And they're like, I can tell Dad wrapped this one. Like, you're going to rip it off. It's going in a trash bag. Like, it's just to hide what's inside. It doesn't matter how neat it is.
So those are fun traditions. And then we also there's Christmas Eve traditions too. So I guess, we do fun traditions.
That's what I think it's all about. Christmas Eve, we've actually evolved into 2. My parents growing up, every Christmas Eve, because they grew up and when we started getting a Christmas tree, they didn't have ornaments to put on it. They didn't have money to buy ornaments to put on it. And they didn't want us kids to have to not have ornaments. So every year on Christmas Eve, we would get a present early. Because as a kid, you're like, oh, can we open presents? Can we get a present? So they started on Christmas Eve. They'd give us all a present. And it was an ornament. And their goal was by the time we became adults, we would have enough ornaments to decorate our tree. Yeah. And all of those ornaments I got as a kid growing up, that didn't break.
Which was great. Our tree. So when we got married, we were in the same predicament. I'm like, ornaments are expensive.
But we had all of mine from childhood. We had all of his ornaments.
So I was like, that's a great idea.
And then Rachel stepped it up a notch and she did something else, which there's a funny story about.
Oh, we do. Well, Christmas.
So she's bagging on me for not getting the stocking filled. Listen to what she does.
Oh, we did. Well, we do Christmas jammies. Everybody gets a new pair of Christmas jammies on Christmas Eve. So they open up an ornament, they get new pajamas, then they can wear them to bed and have their Christmas morning brand new pajamas. And so I'll get the boys the flannel pants or whatever. And I was just wrapping them. And then I found a pair of Heath's because I knew I bought him a pair that I'll do him and me sometimes if we need new ones. And so I wrapped his up. And then on Christmas Eve, Megan gives him the present and he opens it and he goes, I have a pair just like this.
she wrapped up my old pajama pants and gave them back to me.
They were his pajama pants he had just thrown on the floor, but they were with the others, and I was like, oh, what are those doing there? And then he had another pair that he opened too, and I was like, wait, what?
I didn't buy you 2 pairs. No, I told you I already had this pair. So she gave me
a used pair of clothes
for my present.
I'm like the grandma on Christmas Vacation who wrapped her cat up and put it here you go. It was the funniest thing that I wrapped up his pajama pants. And oops. I guess you shouldn't leave your clothesline on the floor.
They're
It might get wrapped
strategically
up.
placed. They're not laying on the floor. They're in it's my system. You stay off my half of the room. I got a system. If I can wear it again, it goes here. If it's a work clothes, it goes here. If it's dirty, it goes here. I wash my own laundry. I got it separated into systems. So she messed with my system and she wrapped up my old pants and gave them back to me.
It's just so funny. Hey, I already have a pair of them just like these. Yeah, those are yours.
So that's something the kids bring up every year. You know, it's the silly stuff like that ends up mattering in the end. You know, they'll have a funny story to tell when they're older.
I guess this year I should get you some like 3XL
Sweats. Pull them up and
See
let's
if you
go.
can still pull them up.
If we did that for my family Christmas party, I guarantee you we'd be running around in the yard chasing each other with them. I guarantee it. It would be a riot.
Well, your family, we're not doing presents for your family's party this year.
Well, if we did, it would be some 3-4XL purple sweatsuits.
You know, that's, you know, and I go back and forth if I'm like, oh, well then, you know, it's Christmas, we're getting together and there's no presents involved at all. But at the same time, it's like there's no stress about having to find a white elephant gift and spend another, you know, however much money for a gift for all, because everybody would go in on it.
White elephant. That brings up something. What do you guys think white elephant is? Because I think it's been ruined. White elephant means a
lot of things to a lot of different people.
In my opinion, a white elephant gift is supposed to be sort of a funny but potentially useful thing. So it's, in my opinion, white elephant is supposed to be a gift of something you have around the house that you maybe don't use or that you got at one point. And you wrap that up and you re-gift it. And people open them and it's sort of funny, supposed to be fun, but people have turned white elephant gifts into just gift exchanges. They're like, it's a white elephant gift, $20 gift.
Yeah, $10 limit.
So you got to buy a $20 gift or a $10 gift and wrap it up and then just people randomly open them. Is that white elephant to you, or is something old, something that you had around the house? Like, because I always liked making the white elephant because you do different ways to get them. Like you draw numbers, you go around, you can steal gifts. So some of them are funny. And I always tried to throw one in the mix that everyone was going to want, because then people steal it. It makes it entertaining. It makes people cry. It creates memories.
Yeah, at my dad's last year, there's fighting. There's a lot of fighting. But, what was it? My nephew's girlfriend came first Christmas. She showed up. Sorry. And she
stole, it was a white drink cup, a metal like Yeti.
Yeah, like a tumbler. It wasn't a Yeti. It was like a cheap one. But it was, she kept trying to steal it, but then whoever could steal, and she didn't realize that
the Postmas are competitive.
The Postmas are, number one, we're going to win. Nathan ended up stealing it from her just for the fact that he could. I'm like, there's too many of us. No, he didn't want it. There's too many of us. And only like one of them. And we had a boyfriend and a girlfriend with us too. So
we had the numbers.
You're never going to win.
We got the numbers.
We always have the numbers. It was just so funny. They were like, and that girl was really, she wasn't very happy. But
Nate devised a plan because he's like, we're going to win. We're going to win this game. Well, like, it's about winning. It wasn't about what it was. He took it and gave it to his sister. But he had to win because once he realized that someone was trying to beat us, he wasn't having it.
He was like, oh, she thinks she's going to win this? No, she's not.
And he would have given up the present he wanted the most to get that thing because it was about winning.
Yeah, so anyways, see, my office is doing a white elephant gift exchange, and you have to set parameters. It's something from your house that is funny.
See, and I think that's more what white elephant should be, not go to the store and buy something.
I mean,
but again, let us know what you think in the comments. What's white elephant? Is it new? Is it used?
A white elephant gift, you should not, if you're participating in a white elephant gift exchange, you should not have your sights set on getting a good gift to bring home.
No, it should be funny and entertaining.
That's where my family's white elephant had to turn into buying something, because people, I feel like one of my sisters was like, upset that she's like, well, I don't even want this, you know. Like, that's the point. Neither did we. That's why we gave it. That's why it's in here. But people would just get hurt, or like with the stealing, my family has a hard time understanding the rules of stealing the gift and how many times, and there's been some issues.
But some of the funniest stuff about it is you can literally bring something that you're like, nobody's going to want this. And it ends up being one of the most popular items that everyone wants. Yeah. And you're like, oh my gosh, like I didn't think anyone would want it. And for a while there at your family, I forget what it was, but there was one gift that came back every year. And it was funny. Nobody wanted to end with it, but when they did, it came back. It was soap on a rope.
Was it soap? I
Soap
thought
on
it
a
was
rope.
these two little dove things.
I don't
These two
know.
little
It
strings.
might have
But there
been
was-
both. But yeah, they
Yeah.
kept coming back, and eventually that died off when it
Yeah.
went to new gifts, which is not white elephant. So I'm not playing.
Right, it's white elephant. We're bringing old, so whether you like it or not, we've got the numbers. We do what we want.
So let us know, like, what's some traditions you have?
Yeah.
What's some of the memories you have? And what's white elephant to you?
What is white elephant to you? Are we all doing it wrong? Maybe different parts of the country have different rules, or maybe no one even knows what white elephant is.
Right, maybe it's a Michigan
Maybe it's a
thing.
Michigan
I'm finding
thing.
out a lot of stuff is Michigan
I
things,
know.
like Sweetest Day is a Midwest holiday. It don't even exist in other states.
Really?
And yeah,
Oh,
it's
like
fake.
playing
it's a fake
euchre.
holiday.
Anyone else play euchre?
That's a Michigan thing, apparently. Like, we're different up here, I guess. I don't know.
Well, you got to pass the time when you're snowed in. Well, hopefully you're looking forward to the holiday season and aren't feeling the stress that I am.
Embrace the chaos. It is what it is. It's a month or two out of the year. Just go for it. Have fun, relax, and know that in the end, it's not what you buy or what you spend that matters. It's the memories you build.
Oh, here's another question. What do you think if we did a gift guide? I was thinking maybe we could do a gift guide of
Like an outdoor gift guide. It
like
can be,
for the man and for you men, if you want to have your lady watch and be like, watch this podcast, these are all the things. I'd be happy with any of them. So
or for like if you want your lady to work
you wanna know
outdoors,
what
she
to
can touch
get
on
a
some of her
lady.
favorite things.
Yeah,
So
we
is
could
that
do-
something you guys would be interested in us doing? Maybe next week, a gift guide. Let us know. You know,
Yeah.
we're feeding off from you. We're trying to make this entertaining,
Yeah.
fun, and also just, helpful in the end, because
Right.
that's what our channel's all about, is having fun, education, and helping each other.
Right. So let us know if you would like a gift guide, and we'd be happy to do that because this guy has a lot of.
I've tried a lot of stuff, and
He
I've bought a lot of
has.
stuff.
And we
And
have
not
high
all of it
standards.
works out. Some of it fails.
No, we've got high
I'll tell you if it
standards. We've got
fails.
good ideas. Like if we recommend something, it's going to be great. So if you think that would be something you're interested in, let us know. But I hope y'all have a good week. And
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for
Thanks for
watching.
commenting. Have a great day, and see you guys next week.
love you, mean it.
Bye.